Hey guys, welcome back and thanks for joining me. So I heard that we're going into Crete, Greece, otherwise known as Souda Bay. And the first thing I do when I hear that is I get online and find out the places to go, things to do, the top 10 list if you will. So I got online, looked it all up, and this video is a compilation of the things I did while I was in Crete, Greece. I hope you enjoy it. I certainly had a lot of fun, and I look forward to sending the next video out afterwards. Thanks guys, have a great day. Well, this is Lake Kournas. I don't know how to say it, but, this is the lake we're supposed to come see. And as we pulled up to the location, it started pouring raining. Now it's just drizzling, but I'm still not going to walk down this pathway in the rain. So this is the view I get.
Before they built the marina that you see on the opposite side, we used to swim here. Now, since the marina was built, we use the sandy beach beyond that. Now, I will tell you one of my memories from my childhood in 60s. We locals never chose this for a swim. It was only used for the shepherds to bring the sheep. In the springtime, they would lead them to the water to be washed before they shear them for the wool. So we would never approach here because that was for the sheep. Throughout the times that we've been occupied, women, equally as men, fought for liberation and for liberty. So this is one of the statues dedicated to the woman as a fighter. They had a name, they were called suffragettes. In the past, she was one of the first feminines that supported feminism, the equality between the sexes, and the fact that women have the right to vote too. You're often to see kids like these two girls going from place to place singing something. There are hymns that we actually sing short before the 1st of January. So they knock on the door of houses, of shops. Can we give you the wishes? So they give the wishes and then they get some pocket money. Years ago, instead of pocket money, they would get treats. Like you do it on your Halloween, yes. Now it's one of the customs for Christmas and First Year Eve. Actually, it's talking about Santa Claus, who is bringing not only presents, but wishes for good health and prosperity and everything to be better with the new year in comparison to the last. Now, this is one of the main roads, shopping center street, ordinary shops down this street. You can see the Ottoman houses, the Turkish style of houses with a wooden upper part. Wherever you see that, it goes back to the 17th, 18th century, Turkish. But wherever you see like that, stone construction, that's Venetian, a lot earlier. So if that street light won't function tonight, they're going to lift this thing up and fix it. If something goes wrong with the running water, that's where the pipes are. This is the running water, and you can tell because they show a tap with dripping water. If something doesn't function in the sewage system, then that's where you have to check. That's the old flushing system of the toilet. You can see that here. Then there's more here. It's a PC. That means it's the, how you call them, optical?
Internet?
Yes, internet. And instead of having the wires like that, they are preparing to put them under the ground. Optical fibers? Like that. Oh, yeah. And this is electricity. It shows the thunder. Public company for electricity. And you will see, now that you know, you will see them everywhere. That is something that characterizes Rethymno. This is an Ottoman doorway. It goes back to the 18th century. That means 1750. If you see instead of a rose, a cross, then it's a Christian. If you see the rose, it's a Muslim. If you see a ring, it's a family. No ring, it's a single person. You know which door to knock. So this was originally an Ottoman custom. We adapted, and you see it everywhere. The Venetian fountain, Rimondi. You see, before the 20th century, most houses didn't have an individual running water system. People were depending on public fountains to go and take some water for the daily use for home. So it was very important to have as many as possible in a city. Ottomans constructed very many. The only one that survives from the Venetians, it's this one here. And you can see the typical Corinthian capital, the typical lion's face, and also the Latin inscriptions, Liberalitatis Fontes, free fountain. Later on, Muslims, or Ottomans better say, didn't destroy that when they came, but they added a roof. They added a dome, so that whoever was using this was actually protected from rain in the winter or the sun in the summertime.
What's up? So good morning. Just got up this morning. This is my hotel right back up here. That's where I'm staying at. It's conveniently located next to the supermarket and a pizza place. And across the street, if you can hear it in the background, is the beach. So this is, my opinion, one of the best locations you could possibly be at. Because I got to hear this all night and all morning when I woke up. Pretty nice. You guys have got to see this elevator. This is the whole elevator. This thing is super tiny. It's pretty sketch. But it plays music. It's not the worst elevator ride. Those doors are weird. Oh yeah, wonky. I'm just up on the rooftop of my little hotel here in Greece, and I figured I'd share the view with you. So up here I can see the cruise ship behind me, and then off in the distance, not sure if you can make it out or not, but the mountains are up there. And then if I flip the camera around, there's mountains up that direction too. This is my view from my little hotel. Gotta say, pretty sweet. Local convenience store, some of the things that they offer. So I'm sitting at the restaurant, and he comes and he gives me a little cup. It says, it's tomato soup. It is, in fact, tomato soup. Weird things. Alright, so this is ouzo. It's a Greek thing. You're supposed to drink it before the meal. This is my first time drinking it. And it's 40% alcohol. And they specifically advised me not to get drunk on ouzo. It's not a good day. So, here's the Greek cuisine. Ooh, that's good. That's like straight liquor, though. Alright, so tradition number 2. They give us a bottle of Rocky. Rocky is your after meal liquor. Are we ready? Oh, that's every bit of tequila. That's a tequila. Oh, that's strong stuff. Okay. There's a whole Crete village here. There are some things that you see all the time, and then there's this. That's sheep. They're grazing with the shepherd. It's pretty cool. So, while I'm here, I just want to take a moment to say, listen to the music in the background. Today is January 2nd. Yeah. Welcome to Greece. So here we are at the Crete Aquarium. And little detail, I've been hiding the mask a little bit, but we are still suffering from COVID. This is a kind of big deal in this country. They're still mandating everybody wears a mask outside and inside. I just keep taking it off to take videos, so here we are. This is what we're suffering through, so it's still a thing.
This is the capital of the island. You approach the center of Heraklion city. Just right south of the very center of Heraklion, because the very center of Heraklion is a pedestrian area. The name of the capital, Heraklion, Heraklion city. Heraklis in Greek means Hercules. So Heraklion means kind like the place of Hercules. Chania and Rethymno, the towns that are on the west part of Crete, have preserved the old town part of theirs. But Heraklion not. Heraklion was bombed during the Second World War by the Nazis back then. So the capital here has no old town part. The atmosphere is different. You will see that it's a modern city with all the advantages and disadvantages of a modern city. So the monuments that we will see are actually few. The wall, a castle by the seafront, and a couple of more buildings in the very center, that pedestrian area. Okay? This fountain that you see is from a different historical period. It's Turkish. The wall is Venetian. There was a time in our history that Venice, the town of Italy, Venice, occupied Crete. Have you heard anything about the Minoan civilization? It's actually a civilization that developed on the island, the prehistoric period of the island. Believe me, that was the most brilliant period of the island. Started around 4,000 years ago, 1900 BC it started, around 1380 it came to an end. It's regarded to be the first advanced civilization of Europe. Very close to the capital here is one of the most important archaeological sites, the most important excavations of the civilization, the Palace of Knossos. It may ring a bell. So this is the Lion Square. You see, although the capital is a city by the seafront, and the most normal thing would have been its center to be by the seafront to take advantage of the coastal line, the center is on the inner part of the settlement because this was fortified. So the wall, a castle by the seafront, the life, the heartbeat on the inner part of the settlement, up from the Venetian period, and for a strange reason even still nowadays. Okay, this is the town hall of Heraklion. Okay, when the Venetians constructed it, it was a loggia. Loggias for the Venetians were places for their gathering. Two men I want, because you see men around. One that I want you to keep in mind, he was a painter. You may know him as El Greco. Most people think that he was Spanish because he lived there for many years of his life, but he was a Cretan-born man, Nikos Kazantzakis. He is the writer of Zorbas the Greek, The Last Temptation of Christ. These two novels of his are most famous due to the movies. The most famous words of his: I hope for nothing, I fear nothing, I am free. I hope for nothing. It took years for me to understand what he meant. No expectations, not always waiting things to happen. This is not the cathedral, but it's the oldest church of the capital of Heraklion. It is devoted to Saint Titus. Titus was the first bishop of Crete, student of St. Paul, when St. Paul reached the south coast of Crete. And this is how Christianity expanded on the island. Okay, Saint Titus. It's Orthodox, Christian Orthodox. Difference from the Catholic churches, we don't have statues. No statuary. Comparing to the Catholic art, the Catholic is more naturalistic, smoother. The art of ours, the religion art of ours is very strict. Keep in mind that the Greeks had the 12 gods before Christianity. Remember this statuary of the classical period of Greece. The naked statues. Actually, the previous religion was glorifying human body. So when Christianity came, it had to keep distance with the previous tradition. That's why a more strict art was imposed for the Greeks. We are now actually on the north coast of Crete, more or less on the central part of the island. You have noticed the shape of the island on the map, It's elongated. So the north part, almost central part, is the capital here. North coast, developed. The four main towns, Rethymno, Chania, Heraklion, Agios Nikolaos, are here. The airport's here. The ports here, most of the touristic resorts, north coast. Central part that attract your attention, mountains. Absolutely mountainous. Most people don't expect to see snow on Crete when they visit the island in the summer. But it's this altitude of the high peaks that reaches a number of over 2,400 meters that creates up there kind of like a microclimate with frost, with snow. We have snow till May every year. Till May there is snow, not for a couple of days. So the central part mountainous, south coast of Crete, unspoiled. No main towns, only villages, crystal clear water. The atmosphere is more traditional. The coastal line is more interesting. It's warmer, 2 to 3 degrees warmer is the south coast of Crete. So diversity. It's not only the coastal line of Crete, it's also the central part. The mountains, the canyons, the caves.
Driving round with my baby, top drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded, my heart got me going all crazy, and I won't be walking away, yeah. Like New York in the sunshine, I'm a fool, yeah. I got love blind and ooh, yeah. Got my heart out and it's covered in gold, like moonlight over Hollywood, and it's cool, yeah, 'cause you know it's good, oh baby.
I gotta say, they put on a pretty good spread for us out here. Got a lot of stuff going and some decent food, and here I have some hazelnut crepe with strawberry and bananas, and let me just tell you, it's phenomenal. Oh yeah, you wish you were here.
Tell me your favorite song, I'll put it on repeat. I could wait for you forever.